Good morning, everybody. Or good evening. Y'all, it's book club day! Book club day! Let's go! Let's go! I love book club day. It's my one of my favorite days. This book is awful. This book is really bad. This book is unspeakably bad, but we will dare to speak about it today. Let me say good morning to y'all, and Yo, I have been waiting all month to talk about this abomination, this crime against literature, this absolute freaking, I have nothing but bad things to say about LightLark, and I have alleged backstory, because I didn't fact check this. I didn't fact check the backstory, but it came from a source that I trust in particular, so I didn't bother to fact check it. So, let's go into summary time, and then before the summary time, let me explain the backstory of this book from how I understand it. So do we get a free one-line summarization of this novel? Because I didn't read. Oh god, okay, a one-line summarization of the book would be, girl goes to save her homeland through magical means and kind of succeeds. I mean, I guess. Does she succeed? I mean, yeah, she succeeds, I suppose. Like, does she even? I don't know. Bro, this book is so, like, I didn't even take into account that, yeah, like, the part where she succeeds is, like, so small that I was like, oh, okay. The thing that she set out to do when she goes to resolve it is literally, like, 3 sentences. And I was like, oh, okay, was that not important? I'm like confused. Oh, nice, good ending. Medieval or magic or modern magic? Medieval magic? It's like fantasy magic, so I guess it would go under medieval. It's like weird fantasy stuff. Like, it's giving Power Rangers almost. Fantasy Power Rangers bullshit a little bit, honestly. Because, like, each and every one of, like, the different, like, lands in this book, like, people with sun powers are named sunlings, and people with moon powers are named moonlings, and then I think the people with shadow powers are named darklings. I didn't even bother to remember, because I was like, these names are so bad. Like, no, the nightshades, my bad, they're called nightshades. My bad. The nightshades don't follow, like, the naming scheme. Yeah, and then, like, the people who live in the woods are the wildlings. And this book, to be fair, you could say this story is just actually imaginated. Then again, all stories fall under that, because in the end, it's all imagined by the author. It's all imagined by the author, and by God, should this have been? Oh my goodness. Oh, Mealing. So there's no guns in the novel. Yeah, there's no guns. There's no nothing. There's, like, no electricity, no, like, super powerful technology or anything like that. So, for this book, allegedly, once again, because I didn't bother to fact check it, the author started writing this book when she was, like, young, like when she was like a preteen or a teenager or something, and she held on to the book, and she held on to the idea, and she held on to presumably the writing from the looks of it. It seems as if she did not go and rewrite from when she wrote it when she was 12. So, yeah, and so somehow, she managed to get it published. I personally have many, many questions about, like, the editor mostly. Like, the editor didn't say, hey, girl, are you sure? Hey, girl, you sure about this? Because for those of you who are blessed enough to not have read this book, let me read you the first line, and then you'll get a sense of the quality, the interesting quality that happens for, like, what, like 400 pages? Yeah, 400 pages of this shit. The first line of the book reads thusly. Oh, right. Also, I don't, and this is not even me, like, being, like, illiterate. Like, I legitimately don't know how to pronounce the main character's name, because the main character's name is just Island. Like, just Island in Spanish. But the book, so, like, am I supposed to pronounce it in Spanish? Her name is just Island. I wish I was joking. Her name is literally just Island in Spanish. Anyway, so I've been pronouncing it wrong because I don't know how to pronounce it. I've just been calling her Isla because I'm like, what does the book want me to do? So her name is literally Isla Crown, so Island Crown. A foretelling of things to come because, you know, she wins the thing, that she completes her task and becomes the ruler of all lands, I think, like, in a weird way. I'm trying to unfreeze myself. I'm trying real hard to unfreeze myself. Actually, why don't I put y'all in front of me? That would also make a bit of sense if I put y'all in front of me. There we go. Oh, so you could look at this book of more of a case study of the evolution of mental state writing skills when growing up. Kind of, but not really, because she didn't, like, I don't get the sense that she rewrote it. I believe that if the author had rewrote this book, it would have been better. I don't get the sense that it was rewritten to the degree that it needed to be. Oh, Islands? Inland. The name ain't that bad. You got beef with Islands or something. Her name is just Island in Spanish. Like, I'm speechless. Like, anything else? There are plenty. Okay, like, listen, you know, there are plenty of names in literature where, like, yeah, sure, it's a bit on the nose, but, like, it's fine, you know? Like, it's fine because it's still technically a name. I'll bring up Twilight as an example because I think it's a good example, and tragically, it's the first thing that comes to mind. Bella's full name is Isabella Swan. Beautiful swan. She turns into a swan at the end of the book series. Is it on the nose? Yeah, sure. But does it work? Yeah. Nobody, like, thinks twice about the name Bella. Nobody's thinking about it that hard. Except for people like me who think way too hard about Twilight. Nobody's, like, gonna be thinking about the name Isabella Swan. Like, it fits into the story because it's a name. Island. Miss Island over here is literally named Island. Like, it's jarring. Like, I can't look away. Like, her name is just Island. Once again, I'm speechless. Hey, don't worry about it. Pokemon had someone named Red after all. Pokemon is forgiven for their sins. Okay, because it's Pokemon. Pokemon can get away with that shit because Pokemon. Because, I don't know, you look at Pikachu's face, a character being named Red and Blue, and who cares? You know, Pikachu's right there. I don't give a shit. Summary time. Cleo's curse is the worst. Cleo's curse is definitely pretty bad. It's good. It sounds a very strong foundation. Islands, yes. It's the exact same. What about people named after flowers? Exact same shit. Okay, but flowers, like, society has a pattern of naming, like, things after flowers, of naming people after flowers. Like, that's fine. Like, there's daisies in the world, and, you know, there's, like, junipers and jasmines, and it's fine, and, you know, I don't know. Plenty of other flowers, just like rose. There's plenty of roses, and, like, it's cool, it's fine. Island. If I came here, if I walked in here up to your metaphorical faces, and I was like, y'all, I didn't want to tell you, I've been pregnant for the past 9 months, I'm about to have my baby, I'm gonna name my baby Mountain. Y'all would call me crazy. I hope that y'all would call me crazy. I hope that y'all would come here and be like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? You can't name your baby Mountain. You know, I would hope and pray that so many different people would be like, why are you naming your baby Mountain? Could you imagine naming your baby Island? If I walked up in here and I was like, y'all, I'm naming my baby Island. I would hope that y'all would be like, you know, what? Oh my god. Every full moon, the sea will take me as a curse. That's the worst thing ever, bro. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Super scary. Why are flowers fine, but islands aren't? It's the exact same. If I came in here and I told y'all I was gonna have a baby and I was naming the baby Island, like, come on! Like, yeah! There are much more cooler names, like Isla or Fjord or something. I can get behind Fjord, maybe. That's like a really like on the fence maybe from me. I think Mount could be a cool name. I feel like if I naming a kid Mount, I feel like once they get to high school, then that's like asking for them to get bullied. So like I couldn't. Like, I just could never. But I love that they pulled the whelp memory loss to explain the plot twist. I hated the plot twist so much. I hated the plot twist so much. It came out of nowhere. There was no foreshadowing. There was no nothing. I was just sitting there. By the end of the book, I felt like, okay, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. I just want the book to end. I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, girl. This is what's happening, fine. I just want it to end. I just want the book to end. If this is the way that it ends, whatever. Or using translation. So you have a character like Ines. Also the whole I have powers but not, but yes, but actually though. Yeah, yeah. No foreshadowing that she actually had powers. Like no foreshadowing at all whatsoever. The book constantly contradicts itself. Like constantly. All the time, to the point of like I don't even believe half the shit that the book is telling me. The plot twist, no joke. I was reading and I thought I skipped some pages or something. I went back and I thought, okay, this is what we are doing now. Okay. Bro, I had the same feeling. What about Luna, huh? Selena, all others, which are basically moon, huh? What about me? Literal moon. Okay, literal moon is good. Like Luna is good. Selena is good. I love the name Selena. I'm like obsessed with the name Selena. I think it's like so good. Like I like all of those names, but they're different. Okay, people don't name babies after land masses. It just doesn't happen. You don't name your baby like continent or glacier or anything like that because it just simply isn't done. I read the first page, saw everyone call it miserable, and I remembered I need to make 3 Taffy pods. And you saved yourself a shit ton of pain and suffering, Olive. Like, you're already experiencing pain and suffering because of your teeth. You didn't need more. You didn't need extra. So, y'all, the summary of this book. So, Miss Island over here, Miss Island Crown, she is the leader of the wildlings. A group of people who live in jungles and woods, and their powers are that they can like control nature, essentially. They can control nature and anything in the wilds, right? And they are part of a larger society of people who also have special powers, such as the sunlings that control fire and the nightshades that control shadows and all of these things, and the moonlings that can control water. And like they're connected to the moon, whatever, who cares, who gives a fuck. You know, there's a whole thing about moonlings and we don't really get into the moon's presence at all that much. I mean, not that I guess that I would expect, but whatever. I'm asking too much of this fucking book. Anyway, so like each ruler of like in their individual groups of people, they basically are the keepers of power for their people. And if something happens to them, or if they lack power, or if they're losing power, then like basically their realms slowly lose power and everybody begins to suffer. They're kind of like an electric generator for their group of people, so to speak. And Miss Island Crown, all of her life was told by her caregivers, Poppy and Tara, that she didn't have any powers, and that she needed to make up for this by getting really, really good at fighting with swords. Like, she needed to get so good with fighting at swords, and she needed to, really like freaking get really good at like just random fighting shit and like withstanding pain. You know, there's a description of how Tara and Poppy essentially tortured Miss Island Crown, and I personally don't believe that Miss Island's like really understands that she was tortured, but whatever. So like, yeah, so she learns to withstand pain and to not make any sounds and fight really good. And what is it called? She and so Poppy and Tara also trap her in what's essentially a glorified greenhouse all of her life. Like, she's not allowed to leave. She's only allowed to read one book at a time. They give her like one book as a treat, and if she does well like in her studies, and then they'll swap the books out as like incentive for her to like do well because she loves to read. And so she's trapped in this greenhouse being tortured and fighting and learning to fight all the time, and like she can't leave, and her caregivers are telling her, you don't have any powers, you know, you have to be careful. And so like all of the realms, every single one of the realms is a what is it called, is also like losing power in one way or another, because of a set of curses. A set of curses that was set, like, I don't know, they say that it was like a century or two ago or something. I don't know. Most of the groups of people in this book live a really long time. So I don't fucking know. Quite a number of them remember when the curses were like enacted, because they were there. And so curses were set upon all of the realms and all of the lands and all of the inhabitants that basically screwed everybody over in different and interesting ways. For the wildlings, their curse is that they have to eat hearts for sustenance. And what else? And then if they fall in love with anyone, they have to kill them. So like they can't fall in love. They're not allowed to fall in love, because if they fall in love, they're gonna die. So like that's the wildlings curse. Each and every one of the groups have different curses. For the sake of whatever, like the curses themselves aren't really that important, to be quite honest. For the sake of a summary, you just need to know the wildling curse, that like if they fall in love, they have to kill who they fall in love with, and also they're forced to eat hearts. And so all of the realms hold something called a centennial that what is it called, you know, is meant to like figure out the riddle of how to break the curse. And I should have probably underlined the riddle, but I don't know. The riddle says something about repeating the original sin that caused the curse in the first place, and also somebody has to die. Like they have to kill somebody, and then they have to repeat the sin of like what caused the curse in the first place. Some sort of like oracle told them the riddle of how to like defeat the curses on the land, so that way everybody can be free and have full power and blah 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 blah. So all of this is happening. Tara and Poppy are preparing Island Crown for the centennial, where like there's gonna be challenges and fighting, and like people are gonna be trying to kill her, whatever. And what is it called? And so while that's happening, like while she's trapped in her greenhouse with her terrible caregivers, somehow Island finds something called a star stick. We don't know much about the star stick. At the start of the story, the star stick is described as... Oh, right. No, I never read the first line of the book. My bad, y'all. Okay, here's the first line of the book, so that way y'all understand the quality of the writing. Island Crown often fell through puddles of stars and into faraway places, always without permission and seemingly on the worst occasions. So that's what we're dealing with, like, writing-wise here. The falling through puddles of stars, that's referencing the star stick. So basically she draws a little circle in the ground, and at the start of the book it says that the star stick just brings her places randomly and she has no control over it. By the end of the book, she has complete control over where the star stick drops her. No explanation. on how that works, how that happens, just nothing. Just at the start of the book, she has no control. She just goes wherever the star stick takes her. At the end of the book, she has complete control to the point where, like, she's able to see how her caregivers are doing by drawing a circle in the ground with her star stick. Yeah, and so while she's trapped, she uses that when her caregivers aren't looking to, like, explore different realms and whatnot. And we'll get to that later. I'm not sure if I forgot or I missed, but do they explain how the power stealing works? How it is decided who loses the powers? It's not explained at all whatsoever. Like, at all. Those are really basic names. Control nature, control their childbirth, and just overrun enemies with numbers. Hey, we need to name the moon magic people. Moonlings, perfect. I cannot articulate how much I hate that opening line, and I do not know why, because it's bad. Because it's like pretentious. It's like weird and pretentious and bad. Like, it's like the line is like so up its own ass. It's like past the lower intestine. Like, it is cave digging in its own colon. It's bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. What's the age range for our favorite sadistic island? A sarcastic island. That's a good question. Do we know her age? If they mention her age, I can't remember. If they mention her age, it was barely mentioned if they did. Or did the novel write it explicitly? If I had to guess, she's probably, yeah, like, if I had to guess, she's probably a teen. But then also, I would hope not, because, like, she ends up dating the king at the end of the book, and the king is, like, at least a century old, if not more. So, like, I would hope that she's not a teen, but, like, bro, I don't know. The real reason specifically is that they use a spirit that does not do that, but for some reason, Yeats made them and it pisses me off. Okay, I see. So, essentially, summarizing quite a bit, because of her star stick, Island is able to become friends with a starling who can control star powers named Celeste, and the two of them are besties because she's able to travel to go see Celeste with her star stick, and over the years, like, the two of them have become friends. The book actually describes them as being close in age, and starlings only live till 25. So I don't know how old Celeste is supposed to be. Who knows? So her and Celeste, like, go to the Centennial. All of the rulers go to the Centennial in hopes of competing in the challenges, fighting each other, killing one of them, and solving the puzzle, the riddle, and then freeing everybody of their particular land's curses. So her and Celeste have a plan. Tara and Poppy gave Island a plan. She promptly ignores the plan. Tara and Poppy wanted Island to seduce the king of LightLark, because for the Centennial, they all go to the land of LightLark that's ruled over by the Sunling King Oro. And yeah, and Tara and Poppy wanted her basically to seduce the king, steal his powers, and kill everybody or whatever, and, you know, just basically win. Just basically use the king's powers to secure whatever in the Centennial. She ignores that plan. Celeste and her have a plan to find some item called the Bond Breaker that's supposed to break curses. The existence of the Bond Breaker as lore in the book breaks the idea of the curses, because if there was a bond breaker out there, wouldn't have somebody have used it? They've been under these curses for centuries, for like at least a single century, if not more, and nobody's used it. And Celeste and Island are the first people to have thought of using something called a bond breaker, whatever. The bond breaker turns out not to exist. Shocker, I know. So yeah, they plan, they scheme. Island meets somebody named Grimshaw? Grim? I love how I don't know anybody's name. Grim, ? Yeah, his name is Grim. Why would they call it the Bond Breaker? Bro, I don't know. Okay, this book is so uncreative. Heaven, please. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. So there's a nightshade named Grimm who's like absolutely obsessed with islands, and we don't know why. They go through the challenges, time passes, whatever. Everybody, toward the end of the centennial, all of the rulers are paired up to work together to try to solve the riddle, and the king pairs himself with Island. They get to know each other. I think that the Sunlings also can't fall in love with... No, the king feels like he can't fall in love with anybody because he has the powers of most of the realms. He has starling powers and moonling powers, and he has all of these different powers, and if he falls in love, then somebody can steal his powers and kill him and ruin the realms or whatever. He names his sword and calls it Blade or something. Arrow Ace King based. If the king was actually Arrow Ace, that would be based, but he's not. He's just repressed. So, of course, the obsessed one question. How many pages in a book until that obsessed one appears? Like 10? Like, it's not that far. I want to say... Hold on. Like, it's not that far at all. Like, at least the second chapter. Yeah, okay, chapter 5, which is on page 33, is named Grimm. So I'm going to assume that's when he, like, shows up. And, yeah, and he's immediately off the bat, like, absolutely obsessed with islands, and, like, we don't know why. He's, like, always brooding and being like, Island, I'll protect you, don't worry. Oh, you know, he has so many feelings. He has so many feelings about Island. Anyway, cut to the end of the book. Y'all aren't missing jack shit. Cut to the end of the book. Oro and Grimm are both in love with Island. It turns out that Island had been visiting Grimm in the Nightshade realm for years, essentially, at least a year, if not more. And the two of them had been lovers, and they fell in love, and they would had a relationship. And all of that, but Grimm wiped her memory before entering into the centennial, so she didn't know that they were together, and instead she loves Oro the king now, and Oro loves her. Celeste, her best friend, turned out to be someone else entirely, in disguise, and she had tricked everybody into what's the real person? Aurora? Yeah, Aurora. Celeste turned out to be an ancient person named Aurora who was actually responsible for casting all of the curses. And, so they killed Aurora, and Oro was able to use Island's powers because it turns out Island had powers all along. And, you know, her caretakers just lied to her because they were secretly working with Aurora. And, and then Grimm was tricked by Aurora into wiping Island's memory, and none of it matters because Island and Oro live on LightLark together happily, and that's the end of the book, and that's it. And Grimm goes home, and he's sad, and Aurora, I'm pretty sure, dies in a fiery pit of lava, and I wish I was joking, and, and Tara and Poppy, do they live? I don't even know if they live. They might be dead. Bro, this book is a mess. Anyway, that's the summary. That's all of it, I think. Oh, Blade, wow. I mean, repression can be written well. Repression can be well written, and it can be amazing. This repression isn't that great. How old is the king? At least 100 years, if not more. Like, assumably more than 100 years. And how does the book frame this? As just, it is what it is, and be what it be. Like, any sort of, like, gigantic age, listen, in a fantasy novel, like, if a 25-year-old and the ancient king of whatever get together romantically, I don't give a shit. this book is so bad that even having the thought of like, oh, this age gap is big, damn, that didn't even cross my fucking mind, because there's so much other shit happening in this book that the fact that the king is over 100 years old and like, you know, just there's so much shit. What the lava? The fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, they crack, like, in the big battle at the end, like, somebody cracks open the earth, and, like, there's lava, and so they can see the center of the earth, and they throw Aurora down there, like, she's, like, I don't know, like, she's, freaking Mufasa in The Lion King, and they just boot kick her shit, like, into the fucking lava, and yeah, and then that's it, and, bro... And that's how they, you know, that's how they freaking deal with the curses. Hey, Your Royal Majesty. Oh god. I was Taffy, that's statutory in so many fashions. He's over 100 years old, okay? We're past the point of sense. You know, also it's fake. It's a book. No actual real person is getting hurt. Like, sometimes you just want to date an ancient being, like in a romance novel, you know? Like, dating ancient beings in romance novel is sort of like half of the appeal of fantasy romance novels, especially considering he actually has complete power over her and she has no power in that relationship. Well, no. So because they're in love, they can use each other's powers. So now that they love each other, like, he can use her wiling powers, but she can use his sun powers, his moon powers, his star powers, all of the suite of powers. They share the power together. And yeah, and they presumably rule over the realm. Apparently there's 2 sequels. I won't be reading them. I won't be reading the sequels. Yeah, but they exist. Apparently something Grimm comes back. I don't know if her and Grimm, like, get together. There's 2 sequels. There's 2 whole sequels. I don't know what happens, because I barely know what happens in this book, and yet there's 2 whole sequels in this monstrosity. Okay. Oh my god, dear lord. All right, let's start by talking about the writing style, because oh my stars, what did we just read, y'all? I feel like I ran a gauntlet like no other reading this book. Oh, well, that means more candidates for the next book talk. Absolutely the heck not. Oh my god, absolutely the heck not. The writing. My fucking god. It's so bad. Yo, it's so bad. Like, it's so bad to the point that, like, once again, I have questions for the editor. Like, I just want to talk. Like, once again, like, girl, you didn't tell her no? You didn't tell her, I'm so sorry. Like, listen, you need to go back, and this needs revisions. You need to go back. There's some stuff there's continuity errors. There's continuity errors within the book. The book is only 400 pages. We're not talking about continuity errors in, like, a Game of Thrones, you know, sort of situation where there's so much detail and there's so much shit that you need a person that's just there to, let me not bang my desk, that's just there to make sure that, like, all of the details are correct and consistent. The book is only 400 pages. It's not that complex. How the fuck do you have continuity errors? Fucking hell. Bro, I had diarrhea. That shit in the bathroom looked better than this writing. I felt like I was having an aneurysm. I have metal in places where I shouldn't. My balls mainly. But I need to stay here specifically for this. This is the thing I wanted to talk about. I feel like that feels urgent. That feels ever so slightly urgent, and like you should probably shower. But the writing in this book is so bad. Like, I feel like there were parts of the book where I was like, am I having a stroke? Like, I was like sitting there like, am I okay? What's happening to my brain? Like, hold on. I think toward the end, I actually like circled shit. Because like toward the end, I was like so fed up that I was like, no, I need to take pen to paper. Oh wait, no, I have a freaking... I have a fucking post-it note over here. Let me, the post-it note isn't too helpful. What the fuck was I pointing to? Bro, I wish I would have written in the book instead of had this fucking post-it note. Hold on. I'll keep looking. My grandma had a case of continuity. Had her laid up in the hospital for a while. Rough stuff. It's rough, you know? Having a case of continuity, it's difficult. It's difficult stuff. My condolences. Okay. Here we go. The egg! How could I forget the egg? Okay, y'all. So, like, so part of the riddle for solving the centennial, whatever, the curses, whatever, was like tracking down basically the heart of LightLark, right? I wish I could give you more information. I don't know information. It was just sort of thrown at the reader. And so, like, the day before, like the morning before, like, Island finds the heart of LightLark, she looks at the sun, right? She looks at the rising sun, and she's like, this rising sun is like an egg yolk. And I'm like, what? Like, I was sitting there like, what? I was sitting there like, what? And so, you know, she finds, and like when they track down the heart of LightLark, it turns out to be like an actual egg. It turns out to be an actual egg, and like it cracks open, and she's like, oh, the egg yolk. It's like the sun. And I'm like, is this real? Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like, is this book real? It was torture. I had times where I was reading and I had to read the same page several times because I didn't understand what I was reading. I thought to myself, am I stupid? Do I not know English? Am I not paying attention? What is happening to my head reading this? No, this book is just so badly written that like it doesn't make sense. Oh, somehow the egg returned. Somehow by the horrific fucking writing. And like there's other interesting descriptions, such as on page 365. Thank you, she told Grimm, hand going to the invisible chain around her neck. To the diamond, large as a small potato. Large as a small potato? Large as a small potato. Large as a small potato. How am I supposed to take this book seriously? Large as a small potato? You're telling me that you have the English language, which has so many beautiful, interesting, intricate, wonderful words that you can weave together to create imagery, and you pick small like a potato. And I'm supposed to just live like that? I'm just supposed to accept this. That like, yeah, sure, this is okay, this is fine. I can't handle this. Yo, Grimm. Yeah, Grimm is awful. Also, Grimm is like so irritating. Roting. Fun fact, ancient Greeks had a term for this kind of poetic description. They hated it immensely. I mean, historically, the universe would be compared to an egg, with Earth being like its yolk. It came out of nowhere, you know? It came out of nowhere. If the author really wanted to like be like, oh yes, no, the heart of LightLark is secretly going to be an egg that a random bird in the forest lays, you know, and you have to track down the bird, and then you have to take the bird's egg and crack it open, and oh, the yolk, it's like a yolk. I needed foreshadowing. You know, I needed egg imagery throughout the entirety of the book. Would I want egg imagery throughout the entirety of my fantasy adventure novel? No, I wouldn't. I would have personally, I would have chosen other things. But you know, if that's the way that she wanted to go, I needed egg metaphors abound earlier in the fucking book. No banana for scale. Large as a small potato. Russet, sweet potato. She doesn't even say. Like, what sort of potato? There's many small potatoes. There are so many small potatoes in the world. Small is relative when it comes to a potato. Oh boy, we spent like a month together and we talked a few times and then they fall in love, but it's explained because they felt in love before. But memory loss. But Grimm wanted her to fall in love with Oro to steal his powers. But what if she is the one losing her powers? As it's not explained. Or I misunderstood this shit. No, you're understanding it right. You're understanding it perfectly. Which type of potato? I fucking wish the book gave us anything. I thought I understand English. This book is just so bad that like, oh right, also Island isn't the only one that has like that's got like a random name for like a random word in Spanish. There's Azul, he's the leader of some shit. I can't remember what the fuck he's the leader of. But he's like a realm king or something. Also, everybody goes around wearing their crowns. Like, they just wear their crowns. And I'm like, that seems weird and impractical. Like, just walk around with your crown. Like, they will be traipsing through the forest, looking for the heart of LightLark, doing whatever, and they're wearing their crowns. But then at the same time, they're like, we don't want to be seen, you know? We need to stay hidden. And it's like, then don't wear your crown. What? Just like, what? Large as a small Komodo dragon. The writing made me want to die, for real. I had to do retakes because I literally didn't understand what was happening. I was fucking losing it. Also, descriptions like that happened several times. Large as a small potato, compared to what? Okay, large as an average taffy, 4 feet. Large as a small potato. You know, it's like, that tells me nothing. It tells me so much nothing. And I feel like that, like, is basically a lot of the words that, the word choices and the sentences are just like, they're giving nothing. Yes, girl, give me nothing. Like, it's so bad. I know that there's something else that I also like underlined because I was like, you can't be fucking for real right now. But once again, 400 pages. Difficult. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. They look cool though. It's impractical and also it doesn't make sense and also it's just not believable. Like, I just don't believe it. Like, I just simply don't believe it. Going out to do the check phone, glasses, wallet, crown. Let's go. They do the check. I know that Island at least does that check at least once where she's like, all right, let me grab my crown. And it's like, you're what? I mean, she's also wearing like really fancy dresses to like go through the woods sometimes. Not all of the time, but like there's at least once or twice where like she's going through the woods in like a ball gown essentially. And it's like, this isn't practical. This isn't practical. Also, I like that Azul's curse is the most meh. Simply can't fly compared to, well, every full moon, once a month, by the way, you get dragged to the fucking sea. Hello. And Azul was like, my curse, my curse, compared to literally can't walk when the sun is out. So 16 hours a day. Yeah. Like, everybody, some curses were worse than others. I feel like Celeste's curse, or like the starling curse of everybody that's a starling only lives to age 25, is pretty bad. I feel like that's pretty bad. Potentially probably the worst. The sunlings couldn't go out in the sun and they had to become nocturnal. I forget what was up with the nightshades. I don't know. Anytime that Grimm was like on the page, I would go into a fugue state. He was weird. He was weird. Like, he was stalking her. Like, Grimm was stalking Island. And listen, I'm not even judging the stalking necessarily because y'all have seen the books that I enjoy and that I read. And in many of these books, one of the love protagonists is stalking the other one. You know, it's like, it's whatever. It's just whatever. But like, it's bad. But like, it's bad. Like, it's badly written. Like, it's inexcusable. He just sort of just follows her around and is conveniently there whenever she needs him. And I don't know. And like, also he sends her dreams. No, they're not dreams, my bad. She like begins to remember like their time together via dreams. And like when she tells him like, I'm having these weird dreams lately, is any of this for real or not? And he just goes, I don't know, Isla, maybe not, you know. Oh, you know, like he doesn't explain that like, yeah, we knew each other and those are memories. Oh yeah, the 25 one is awful compared to can't go out at night, so just sleep. Yeah, exactly, you just sleep. Like the Oro, the Sunling King, he was constantly in a state of like just like sleep deprivation, and I'm like, bro, just sleep when it's day outside. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have several hours to sleep during the day. What are you doing? You enter a fugue state a lot, Miss Taffy. It's oh, do you think she's in a fugue state right now? I could be. By God, I could be. Love Island. More like absolute shit island. This book, what the fuck? Having not read what we're talking about, I can say it's pretty inspiring. If someone can publish this, anyone can write. It's like they grew up exclusively. Oh, but Lord, that's a small potato. Hey, not a link. Don't click it. Okay. You know, large is a small. Also, like, listen. Dyslexic people can write. You know how many successful, well-written authors are dyslexic? This is egregious. I don't even know where to stop, and I don't know where to start, and I don't know where to stop. With the pacing was abysmal. Like large chunks of the story could have been like completely just removed. There was a lot of filler. There was a horrific amount of filler, and at the same time, like not enough details in large sections. Toward it felt like the end of the book, we needed so much more foreshadowing, lead up, detail, explanation, anything at all. Second thing, the pacing. I've been talking about it since like a few weeks ago. What the actual fuck? Yeah, the pacing is really, really bad. Like, as far as I know, like, I never saw Oro the King and Island fall in love. I saw them slightly irritate each other, and they spent a lot of time together, and that was it. And then the next thing that I know, like, the ending scene is them, like, being in love. And I'm like, when did that happen? Oreo King and Island, yes. Oreo King and Island. Oreo cookies, the king, and Miss Island. Oro just had that she is hot, I'm in love. Yeah, the fact that the wildlings are known for being like super hot and like, oh, you can't love them because they'll kill you, but like, oh, they're just so hot, oh, they're scandalous, they don't like wearing a lot of clothes, oh, she's showing midriff, oh my goodness, like a lot of Island's clothes were like see-through or sheer in a lot of places, not even in a way that I personally think is scandalous. It's giving high fashion, like from the descriptions it's just giving high fashion dress that has like sheer fabric in places. It's like whatever, you know, but like everybody in the book would be like, oh my, oh, she's showing so much skin, oh, the harlot. And I was like, what in the puritanical hell is going on right now? Y'all are sitting there, you have magic powers. As far as I know, y'all don't have any sort of repressive religion. Where is this weird repression thing coming from? That like the wildlings wanting to be one with nature and be naked in nature is like so fucking awful. Oreo. I could go for some Oreos right about now, honestly. They probably needed the egg to make waffles. Balanced breakfast. Yeah, you know, like just Oreos isn't a balanced breakfast, but with waffles, well, you know, now at least some of your bases are covered. Hey, Prompto, good morning, it's good to see you. Wildling, show midriff, everyone. Oh boy, you know, it was just so fucking dumb. It was just so dumb. Also, like, Yeah, there's so many, like, teeny tiny, well, they're not even tiny, they're gaping. There's just so many gaping plot holes. So, Island's mother, like, oh, stop? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Gaping, let's avoid gaping. Why? Listen, I'm not avoiding gaping. Okay, gaping is a legitimate word. It hasn't settled me. Gaping is a legitimate word that I use gaping all the time. Just like when just offline, just in speech. Gaping is an amazing word. It's fantastic in how descriptive it is. It's incredibly specific. Oh yeah, Miss Taffy will talk about her favorite gaping holes, and if she wants, y'all. Okay. Oh my god, I am very. Are we using the same definition for gaping? Y'all, gaping is a word. It's legitimate. It's just, y'all. Oh my god. Gaping is a normal fucking word. Y'all. This is what someone trying to explain a slur sounds like. Oh my god, I feel like Island had the Nin treatment. She's just hot. We fall in love without build-up or excuse. Guys, if we can't use gaping as a word, we have problems. Y'all, like, listen, gaping, here. I will look up the definition of gaping. It's a perfectly acceptable and fine word. Gaping, meaning. Yeah, sure, Cambridge Dictionary. That's fine. Okay. See, a gaping hole or other opening is very large. Example that CambridgeDictionary.org is giving: the bomb has left gaping holes in the walls. Yeah, like, it's just a normal fucking, like, it's just super duper normal. Like, I use it literally all the time. Oh, I know, but it's funny. So we have much to discuss with Miss Island, who has no personality traits other than being hot and fighting with swords, and like being really, really, I don't know, resilient in receiving pain. Like, she burned, I think at one point, like, she burns her skin off, and she, for like a really long time, like, and for one of the challenges, she's like, and here is what I can do, and then she burns the shit out of herself to the point where, like, she's in pain for weeks, and she just freaking, and like, she heals herself, yeah, sure, but like, she like talks about, oh, I'm in pain, oh, the pain. My brain has filed gaping next to moist and other words that make me go, ew, yucky. You know what? That's fair. She learned swordsmanship from her caregivers. She did. She learned swordsmanship, and basically she's just like fit and really good at fighting. Is like what she learned from her caregivers, because apparently, you know, she never tries, not even once, to like freaking like try to use powers, which doesn't make sense, because once again at the end of the book it turns out that she could use powers, like, all along. She could use powers all along. She had powers all along, even though her caregivers told her that she didn't, but like, she never even tried. Like, I would think, okay, I don't know about y'all, right, but if I was in a fantasy world, a fantasy setting, and I was supposed to have magical powers and I didn't, and you know, my caregivers were like, oh, but you can't, I would still try at least once. I would have been like, it can't be so, let me try, like really trying to use powers or something, and she just doesn't. she just never bothers. This is what I can do with my no powers having ass. Burns herself in a way that in the middle of an island it will get infected to the point of amputation. Yeah. Where do swordfish learn swordsmanship? I tried to throw out a kamehameha or two. Exactly! Like, you try. Like, I feel like everybody would at least try once. At least once. If not multiple times. And she just never fucking does. Yeah, I don't know. She's like terrified of being stuck like in the makeshift greenhouse prison forever, but she also has her star stick. So like if she really wanted to, she could technically escape. Like I understand why she doesn't, because like she has the centennial or whatever, and then she goes to the centennial. But like if she failed the centennial, that means that everybody failed the centennial. Like which means that all of the realms are doomed, which means it doesn't really matter if like she's back home in her makeshift prison or not. Like she could technically escape. I'm kind of surprised that she never was like, okay, if this goes badly, I'm gonna make a run for it. Or like, if this goes badly, I simply won't allow my caregivers to trap me in the greenhouse again. I tried to spirit bomb an anthill. It didn't work. Yeah, you know, anthills are resilient like that, I fear. Oh, Island, I feel that she is Nin, but worse in every possible way Minin could be. Also, burning a Tesla coil for that. Building a Tesla coil. I don't like, Island's personality. Bro, like, she's very... I don't know, she's like generic YA protagonist person. Like, she doesn't have much of a personality, and the personality she does have is very, like, I don't know. It's very, like, I can do whatever, but also I can't, because, oh no, what if I fail? I don't know. She just, and also she doesn't really change that. She doesn't change in a tangible way. The book says that she changes. The book says, like, she has moments where she's like, I've done all of these things. I've done this thing and that thing and that thing, and I've talked to so many people now. And it's different because I'm not, like, trapped. I'm not trapped back in the wildling realm anymore. I'm here, and look at all the things that I've done and accomplished. But, like, in her personality, in the dialogue that she says, in the actions that she takes, she doesn't change that much from the start to the end. So it's like, what is this nonsense? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, share your thoughts on the Star Stick. The Star Stick in particular, I gave a whole ass freaking thing to, because it's a whole ass thing, because it's just one whole plot hole that irritates me to no end. Island's personality is, I'm better than you, and I'm also hot, but to not get called Mary Sue, I'm insecure of myself or something. But that doesn't affect me too much, actually. Yeah, like, she is very much like, oh, I'm better than you, like, in every way. And it's very off-putting. She's very, very off-putting. She's giving, I'm not like other girls. Like, between, like, her dresses and her, oh, you know, I can do all of this stuff with swords and whatnot. You know, she's giving not like, I'm not like other girls, between her dresses and her, you know, thing. And then somehow she managed to woo both Grimm and the king, and it's a lot. It's a lot, especially compared to Celeste before we find out that she's secretly actually Aurora. What is it called? Like, it's very... I don't know. It's a lot. I really, really didn't like Isla. I hated Grimm, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't stomach her. Yeah, she doesn't have redeeming qualities. And compared to, like, Caged Warrior Nin, I feel like Nin had redeeming qualities. I feel like she was focused on things. Like, yeah, sure, she had her own, like, personal things going on, but she was also focused on things outside of herself. And I'm not convinced that Island is necessarily focused on things outside of herself. I know that, yeah, sure, like Terra was dying at the end of the book and she was like, oh, I have to do things for Terra. Like, she would completely disregard Celeste sometimes. I don't know. She was like all up in her own business from the majority of the book. Sorry, what's the I'm not like other girls personality? Hey, Bellamy. Good morning, it's good to see you. Okay, like, it's like she's like so good at fighting. She's so good at fighting, and like and like her friend Celeste isn't good at fighting. Her friend Celeste is like weak. And yeah, sure, Celeste has her starling powers, but like she can't fight like Island. And Island almost like beat the king. All intents and purposes, she beat the king in a duel. She's stronger than the king, and like she's so much hotter than everybody else. Excuse me, she's so much hotter than like all of the other people at the Centennial, and it's like, okay, yeah, all right, man, sure. It's just, I don't know. And then she could be better, especially with the not used trauma, but I liked Nin. For real, I liked her. I only felt like she was not used as good as she could have been used. Island, I'm sorry, girl. Yeah. It's like, I can't, like with Nin, I feel like she just needed a few more details, right? Like she just needed a little bit more, and she would have been such a good character. With Island, there's nothing to work with. She's an empty shell. She's just a Mary Sue empty shell. Like but why the dots? Not sure I understand. But when was the last time you were wrong? Never is the last time I was wrong. I've never been wrong. But regardless of me never being wrong in my entire life, do you disagree? With that? With any of that? Oh, has Taffy ever been wrong? No, never. Absolutely not. So the star stick is dumb. The star stick is incredibly dumb. It makes no sense. It breaks the story. Why couldn't she just portal herself? So for part of the book, she was like trying to get into secret libraries to find the quote-unquote bond breaker that didn't exist. Why didn't she just portal herself into the libraries? She could have. She portals herself to places that she doesn't know all the time, and now suddenly she can't do that. She uses the star stick to portal herself out of places. She couldn't portal in. Like, I'm at a loss. The entire existence of chair juice is wrong. No, chair juice is a holy liquid. It's sacred. Chair juice is a sacred liquid, and there could never be anything wrong with it. Oh, by the way, question. I'm listening. I don't know, haven't read the book, but what you're describing sounds like Mary Sue material. Yeah, like Mary Sue material could also be considered as like, I'm not like other girls. They often go hand in hand. Oh yes, that's what I was about to ask. So supposedly you could teleport, and now it's out of batteries. Yeah, it just doesn't make shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. This book was and is exhausting. None of it feels like a waste of time because like the lack of care to the details pisses me off. Like, you didn't think about, like, the writer didn't think about this? If the writer didn't think about this, how am I supposed to care about like anything that's happening? It's like you didn't care to sit down and logic this out for 2 whole seconds. It takes 5 minutes. I thought that Not Like Other Girls is too busy bullying other girls to make herself stand out. Is she antagonist to other female characters? I mean, yeah, no, that's true too. Not Like Other Girls could also be that. It can mean a couple different things. It covers a whole host of shit. But bullying other girls to make herself stand out, yeah, no, that not like that could also be, that would also be a pick-me. That could also fall under the classification of a pick-me. Oh, is Bella not like other girls? Because she stood out to attract Skin Killer. Yes. She could absolutely, yeah, no. She's not like the other girls. She doesn't like, you know, shopping or fashion or makeup. She likes books. You know, she likes all of that stuff. She's an intellectual. She's not like other girls. So, yeah, no, she could fall under that category. That's his stage name. I can't. Okay, what do you think about Grimm? What about Oro? What about the weird love triangle they had going on? I didn't even realize that there was a love triangle going on until the very end. Like, this book. So, like, I could kind of tell that, like, the writer wanted something to be going on between Island and Oro, because, like, Oro would constantly look constipated around her, and I was like, okay, like, I guess this is supposed to be some sort of growing affection, maybe, between them or something. But, like, it felt not like romance. Like, nothing going on between them felt like romance. Whereas with Grimm, he was constantly flirting with Island. Constantly, every single time that he was on the page with her, he was flirting with her. And I was like, oh, okay, like, clearly this is gonna go a certain way, and then it didn't. And then the book made, like, a very sharp left turn that was deeply confusing, when she was like, actually, I'm gonna go with Oro instead. Also, the dad makes it and then hit it, and then we pull a Rey Skywalker, and then whoops, I find it, and I can use it to get wherever I want, as long as I have an idea of where I'm going, as long as I make a circle. But I think she could teleport one time without doing a circle, without explanation. What do I think about it? I do not comprehend the romance. Yeah, no, it's really bad. Oh god, yeah, the star stick just doesn't, sometimes the way that it works changes constantly without any explanation at all whatsoever. Oh my god. And yeah, the romance was really, really bad. Like, all of that setup for her to be with Grimm, and then she's not with Grimm, and I guess she's with Oro, but, like, they feel like friends. Like, Island and Oro feel just like close friends. There's, like, no chemistry. It's rough. And also, Grimm and Oro just sort of accept that they're in the love triangle. They don't really communicate with each other as far as I know, they don't communicate with each other. Maybe they're doing it, maybe it was implied at some point and the implication went over my head or something, but you know, they just sort of accept that, like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to this other guy who's, like, also hitting on the person that I'm trying to, like, mac on or whatever. So, like, they're just existing in the same space with this really weird tension. Oro and Island feel like Oro has a stick up his ass and Island doesn't care too much. Grimm is disgusting, but for some reason they like each other. The reason being they liked each other before memory loss, so Grimm just flirts without context, by the way. And now for no reason there's romance between them too, because haha, all according to Grimm's plan or something like that. Yeah! Yeah, no! Grimm, the fact that Grimm makes, like, destroys all of Island's memories, right? So that way she can seduce Oro is crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. Like, and then he just watches sadly as the two of them have a relationship, and then he's distraught at the end because his plan worked. And he's like, Island, no, you'll remember me, you'll remember our memories. The random plot twist at the end is crazy. My thought process, Grimm is a cock. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking it. Like, Grimm, this is a cock. He is. He just is. He sits there and he watches the girl that, like, he spent all of this time in a relationship with just fall in love with somebody else, and he just looks on sadly. I better destroy those memories or else. He's what? Sorry? He's a cock. He just is. How the fuck? Not the eyebrows. Oh yeah, I'm going to delete your memory so you can seduce another man. I mean, people pay for that. No need to do weird magic. Yeah. Oh, Timmy is a cock. He's a gaping cock, no larger than a small tail. Yes, exactly. No larger than a small potato. Oh, that's right. My ears did not deceive me. Continue. Yeah, I can't stand Grimm. Grimm is like, bro, he's so creepy for like so many reasons. And also he's mid. Like, as a potential romance protagonist slash antagonist, he's just mid. Like, he's entirely vibes and no substance, and I can't believe that I'm saying that. He was literally just vibes incarnate, but actually zero substance to back it up. Like, he was just supposed to be the bad boy, and he's so powerful. Like, he literally, at one point, he went up to Island and was like, I could level the entirety of LightLark with but a thought, or like some stupid shit like that. And like, she was like, wow, he can level the island so easily. I was like, how is that attractive in this context? Like, he's, bruh. Bruh. Anyway, he was mid as fuck. How else do you describe that? I feel like he is a cuck, but then he discovered that he's he's disgusting and feels like he's there to be bad. Entice the protagonist, flirt with her, have a plot twist. I don't understand his existence. I don't understand. I think, okay, the Oro and Grimm thing is giving to me personally that the writer just wanted a love triangle and didn't go through with the actual mechanics of having a love triangle. Like, the work that needs to be put in to make a love triangle exciting and interesting, and like for there to be drama and tension of, oh my god, who is the protagonist gonna pick? There's none of that. There's none of it. They're just sort of there, and he flirts with her the entire time. And also, like, his flirting makes her uncomfortable for like the first half of the book, which is like, bro, like, you're flirting with your not girlfriend who you memory wiped, and she doesn't remember any of it, and so she's creeped out by you, and you keep flirting with her because why? Like, all vibes, no substance, just like a ukulele person. Yes, that's what I mean. Hear me out. I'm gonna drink water real quick while I'm hearing you out. Oh boy, water's been consumed. Imagine you're waking up from anesthesia. You are in amnesia, right? Yes. And then a random man starts hitting on you violently. Yeah, it's like, it's upsetting. It's just upsetting. It's like, yeah, he is your husband. But you don't know that. Exactly, but you don't know that. But like, it's distressing because like, it's just this random man that's like hitting on you, and it's like, bro, like, he really couldn't chill. You would think that he would be kinder, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You think that he would be more of a comforting presence, and he's not. He's just kind of weirdly aggressive the entire fucking book. Until at the very, very end when he's like, the dreams that you think that I've been sending you. Excuse me. They're memories. So he just starts beating the shit out of her. He doesn't beat the shit out of her. He's just... Hold on. Let me see if I can find an example. Excuse me. I need to find... Excuse me, the chapter with his name on it. Alright. Let's see if I can find... 500 years. Oh yeah, also he's 500 years old. 500 years? How old is he? You know, whatever. That's not important. Okay. Yeah, and then, like, he buys her chocolate. And she doesn't say no to chocolate. Which, like, yeah, sure, I guess. Listen, never mind. I could probably be led away into, like, wherever, into a dark alley with promises of chocolate. I was about to judge the protagonist for that, but no. Unfortunately, I could probably be lured to my doom with promises of, like, high quality chocolate. The way they all looked at him. Frick. Okay, it's taking me too long. It's taking me too long to find, like, you know, where that occurs. But I assure you that it does. That's what I meant before. He starts flirting aggressively without context to her. Oh, I thought it was being literal when he said hitting on you violently. My fault. Oh yeah, no. Not literal. Just, you know, flirting with too much vigor. A disturbing amount of vigor. Okay. Oh no, that's Celeste saying that. Oh, that's Celeste saying that? Okay. No, I'm putting this down. What are your thoughts on the Centennial? What about the curses? These curses, y'all. These curses. Pepe Le Pew levels. Level or what? Honestly, yeah, no. Yeah. No, Pepe Le Pew levels, where he just goes up to her and he's like, hey, baby, you're looking good today. And she's like, what? Who are you? And he's like, hey, I know what you're thinking, wink wonk. And she's like, I don't know who you are. Which could be peak comedy. Like, under the correct circumstances, it could have been funny. But, like, it's not. Like, if we had foreshadowing if there was some sort of clue where, like, oh, wait, do they know each other actually? And then they meet and he's like, hey, come over here. Let me hold them hands, baby. And she could have been like, what? Who are you? It could have been funny under the correct context, but we don't have the context for it to be funny. Oh, baby. Wink wonk. I think this needs to be an instant regret. Why? The curses some feel like, oh yeah, you die at 25, and others are like, you can't fly or you can't go out at night. So, like, most adults with a job, yeah, say baby at the end of each sentence. It could be an instant regret. I suppose that would work for an instant regret. Not being able to go out at night is just whatever. Was that what the nightshades had? They couldn't go out at night? Bruh, fuck, man. Or maybe, go into Pepe Pew mode. It would be bad. For 10 minutes. I could. I feel like that's enabling, like, PvP, like, on my end. Or, like, you know, AoE damage or whatever. I could do it. It would be horrific, though. Instant regret. We need LightLark again. Fuck no. Also, the Centennial I don't think the Centennial is the best way to, like, solve the curses. I feel like if they just got together for an extended amount of time and we're like, okay, rulers of the realms, let's gather around and try to find a solution, that would probably go better than trapping everybody on an island for 100 days and with the threat of somebody killing the other one. That would be very interesting. Come on, show us those acting skills. Those acting skills. Oh god. I'd do it. I would do it. Like, as an instant regret, I would do it. I would not refund those points. It would be horrific and it would be incredibly cringe. Hear me out. The Centennial, it's crazy. Also, I think under other circumstances, the concept of the Centennial could have worked. I don't think the execution was very good. We get trapped in the island 100 days with the very possibility of killing each other, having in the mind that these people live for hundreds of years, right? So, imagine what these people would do if instead of being stupid, yeah, they had hundreds of years to, like, figure this out. Like, they just do investigations for those hundreds of years. Yes, like, it could have been so good. Could you imagine if instead of, like, everybody is invited to the Centennial every 100 years for 100 days at LightLark to try and solve this, if everybody was collectively doing investigations together, and instead of this being a tradition that the king called everybody to, like, the castle because he thought that he found the solution, right? And then everybody is like, is he just fucking around or is he telling the truth? And it could have been interesting. There's ways to, like, book doctor this shit. They can talk to each other and investigate and reach solutions. Ireland and Oro find the solution in 50 years. Imagine in hundreds of years. Yeah. Like, it could have been great. We could have had it all. We really, truly could have. What did you think about Island and Celeste's friendship? Hold on one second. Just trying to sit up. I'm like falling down. I'm falling over. Okay, there we go. So, Island and Celeste's friendship. I don't know. You know what their friendship reminds me of a little bit? No, never mind. I was gonna say it reminded me of, like, in Kingdom Hearts, Donald and Goofy being friends with Sora. But actually, I think that Donald and Goofy and Sora's friendship legitimately has, like, more basis and more, like, information and backing for them to be friends than Celeste and Island's friendship. Ooh. They're friends, like, in a very, like, sanitized Disney Channel kind of way. Like, there's not a lot going on there. It feels very, like, basic. And also, Island doesn't really look out for her all that much. She's constantly being like, oh yeah, Celeste will look out for me, but she doesn't always look out for Celeste. To the point where, like, when it turns out that Celeste is the villain all along, like, it literally comes out of nowhere. I like that Celeste friendship, it's once again just another plot device. We were friends, but actually, yeah, like, she can't have, like, one relationship that isn't just a legitimate relationship. Like, it turns out that, oh, it's evil, she's evil. And, like, oh my god. Okay, what did you think about the twist at the end? Do you see it coming? Hold on, I need to look at the rest of my slides. Okay, yeah, no, we are indeed almost complete, which is good. I want there to be a little bit of time at the end to choose the next book club book. Okay, what did you think about the twist at the end? Did you see it coming? I didn't see it coming because there was no warning. Oh my god, there was zero warning. It was bad. I was wondering how the book was gonna end, but I wasn't expecting Celeste to actually be someone named Aurora, who's lived for hundreds of years and was the one originally who casted all of the curses. Just like, wow. Just, Oh man, what a twist. Wish that there was some sort of clues leading up to that. I think it makes me sad because it really, really could have been amazing. And then it wasn't. And then by God it wasn't. You know, it's a bond breaker, but I lied. It's a bond maker. And then Grimm was also on it, but not really because he didn't know, so he's innocent. But he wasn't because he also kind of used her to seduce Oro, and I don't know. Yeah, no, it's a fucking mess. Oh my God. The entire thing is such a fucking mess. Miscellaneous slide for extra thoughts. The tone, the pacing, we kind of already talked about those. Would you recommend this book to anyone? No. Normally, no matter what book we read, I always am like, I would recommend it to somebody. Like, this is a book for somebody. No. Don't read it. Don't do it. Love yourself. The ending just looks at the story and builds up, spits in it, pees in it, and leaves you like, yeah. Any of the stuff that was building up in the rest of the book is completely disregarded in like the last 50 pages. Which was an interesting experience. Oh my God. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I would give it 1 out of 5 stars. I give it 1 out of 5 stars because it's words. Just because it's words on a page. Realistically, I should probably give it a 0 out of 5, but you know how it be. Oh man, this book, y'all. Okay.